Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Rajiv Kamal from AN Sinha Institute of Social Studies, Patna. Today we are going to learn the module Gender and Tribe from the paper Tribal Culture of India. The learning objectives of this module. Through this module, you will be able to know about the concept of gender, you will able to know about the concept of tribe, and you will know about the status of women in tribal societies, and the last objective of this module is to know the relationship among the concept of gender and tribe, that is how gender is perceived among tribal societies. Study of gender and tribe has received the attention in India very recently. It emerged out of general interest and concern with women's issues the world over. The value system governing large Indian society has been in the process of change. With this, there has been a shift in the image of tribal women who are thus invariably portrayed as enjoying a better social status than their counterparts in the larger Indian society, that is caste Hindu society. Tribal society in the post-independence era has been witnessing an unprecedented change which has been most marked in respect of culture, mode of living, and social differentiation. Their bearing on the women's status in society and gender relations has been far reaching. The article's attempts to highlight the issues involved on the basis of existing ethnographic accounts available with regard to tribal studies. Gender was first conceptualized as a different concept from sex in order to highlight the social and cultural process that constructed different social roles for females and males, and that prescribed sex appropriate behavior, demeanor, personality, characteristics, and dress. Gender studies is the interdisciplinary academic field that emerged in the last 2 decades of the 20th century and is located mainly in the English speaking academia and its associated publishing industry. Its emergence is a direct result of the particular definition of gender that has been developed in English speaking universities under the influence of feminist thinkers. India as a whole is characterized by a sharp gender disparities, although women's status varies considerably according to the region and the class. There are a large and persistent gender gaps in many indicators of well-being across the world, and India is also not untouched. They include gender gaps in control over economic resources, educational opportunities, earning opportunities, mortality, access to employment, playtime, use, and power in public and private sphere. This was reported by UNDP in the year 1995 and by the World Bank in 2001. According to Government of India 2002, from the gender differentials, numerous problems emerged. To ensure gender justice through gender equality, the National Policy for Empowerment of Women in the year 2001 set its major objectives to eliminate gender discrimination on priority basis. In line with this, the 10th five-year plan in India calls for a survey or search to identify the areas with gender inequalities. The concept of gender. Gender is a social institution as encompassing the four main institutions of traditional anthropology, that is, family, economy, religion, and symbolic language. The women and men have different gender-based roles and responsibilities in their own lives, families, households, and communities. Oakley, in the year 1972, mentioned that the word sex is used for the biological differentiation between male and female, while gender is the division of people into two categories, that is, men and women. Gender is a matter of culture and it refers to the social classification into masculine and feminine characters. We use the term gender rather than sex, since the latter one describes biological characteristics, whereas the former encompasses socially constructed categories of gender. The term sex and gender are sometimes used interchangeably, but there is a strict distinction between them. According to Garrett, 1992, in gender studies, the term gender is used to refer to the social and cultural constructions of masculinities and feminine. It does not refer to biological differences, but rather it is the cultural difference. In the view of Ward and Melville, 1994, gender is psychological, sociological, and cultural aspect of being male and female. Marcella, in the year 1995, also defines gender as a social category that refers to and facilitates the analysis of the different roles, responsibilities, rights, and opportunities and limitations of men and women within the family, the community, the society, and the culture. According to Strawell, 1996, gender is a social construct while sex is a biological condition. According to Japta, 1997, gender refers to the beliefs, personality traits, attitudes, sentiments, and values, conducts, and activities that distinguish men from women through a process of social formation that demonstrates specific characteristics. When we speak about gender, we are referring to the experiences of both men and women. Gender refers to the different social and cultural roles, expectations, and constraints placed upon both the sexes of men and women by virtue of their sex. It also refers to the differences and relations between men and women that are learned vary widely within and between cultures, which are changeable over time. So the role of men and women also vary from one culture to another and from one region to another. In fact, it is the gender that determines the position of male and female in the society. Thus, gender refers to the different social roles that women and men play and the power relations between men and women. Gender relations influence how communities, households, and institutions are organized, how decisions are made, and how resources are used. Gender studies are sometimes related to the studies of class, race, ethnicity, and location, that is, geography. Gender is omnipresent in the formation and in the studies of humanities and social sciences. The recognition of research problems, definition of scientific objects, and theoretical models of explanation, and furthermore, the distribution of innovative or risky outcomes is embedded in social sciences and humanities where gender plays a central role. Gender interacts with life sciences mediated by social structures, symbolic representations, and individual experiences. The agenda of gender research is correspondingly broad and ranges from the utilization of environmental resources, that is, energy and water, the design of a species and mobility organization, to the management of knowledge, information, and communication. It includes the politics of bodies, health, and sustenance. It also arose with the feminist critique that questioned women's analytical visibility as well as representation of women in traditional anthropological study and exposed male bias in the anthropological interpretation. Conventional anthropological studies have been strongly consumed for trivializing women's activities, relying on male informants to know their women. The study of variation in gender and gender roles across different cultures have been shaped by the symbolic and sociological approaches. The symbolic approach use cultural variation and ideology to analyze gender symbolism and sex stereotypes. The sociological approach, influenced by Marxism, uses economic relation of production to study gender and to explain issues like status and subordination of women, which it does not see as a universal fact. In the past, these approaches have been used independently, but today a combination of both is being used since it is being realized that these approaches are mutually inclusive, and when one is used independently on the other, it is found to be inadequate. Hence, the mutual approach is the best. In order to come to terms with these dynamic complexities, the interdisciplinary of women's and gender studies needs to be developed further and broadened in order to engage with the fields of science, social sciences, and different cultures. So, the best way to study the gender is the interdisciplinary approach. Now, we see the relationship between gender and culture. Gender is a cultural category that contains the roles, behaviors, rights, responsibilities, privileges, and personality traits assigned by that specific culture to men and women. Gender roles may be seen as the constellation of behavior as culture deems appropriate for males and females and may include the attitudes and emotions that are seen as fundamental to being a man or woman. According to Gilmore, 1991, he observed that culture must socialize its women to be obedient and accept a position in the hierarchy that is subservient to its male counterpart of the society. Carroll et al. In the year 1996 worked on the gender and culture and finds out though gender roles may be seen as the constellation of behavior a culture aims appropriate for the males and females. Cyrus in the year 1997 observed that feminine behavior is characterized by passivity, domesticity, dependency, emotion, expressiveness, and a preoccupation with one's physical appearance, the presence of nurturing and material instincts. Tribes and women, that is, the status of women in tribal societies. Several studies have been conducted, such as Chauhan 1990, Mann 1996, Jehol 1998, and Kapoor et al. 2007. These studies provide a more careful rendering of the situation of tribal women than the ones presented in the earlier accounts. The more recent writings also mark a departure from the earlier ones on the status of tribal women. These are now increasingly moving in the direction of what in social science literature is described as gender studies. In recent years, there has been more analytical discussions on the status of women in tribal society. Earlier, the women in tribal societies were portrayed as having a better status than women in the caste societies, with physical mobility, choice in marriage, divorce and remarriage, access to property and resources. These are the main features of tribal societies, and that is why it was thought that the status of women in tribal societies is better as compared to the women in caste societies. Consequently, the tribal women were invariably depicted as having higher social status than their counterparts in caste society. However, the economic burden and workload of tribal women, as well as their access to education, food and nutrition, modern occupation, and political participation, especially in the modern context, has not been given the kind of attention it deserves. So, the status of women in tribal societies was not thoroughly analyzed. Margaret Mead, the famous social anthropologist, in the year 1935, in her classic study of sex and temperament in three primitive societies, challenged that gender differences not only vary across cultures but within a culture they differ over time. So, time is another important factor in the study of gender. According to Millett, 1972, the principle of patriarchy appeared to be twofold: male shall dominate females, and elder male shall have domination over the younger male of the same society. Indra et al. In the year 1999 found that in India, both in the upper and lower caste, the girl children are discriminated against boys ranked unequally with lower status and prevented from realizing their full potential. Anand in the year 2001 recorded that gender justice means right of women against exploitation and victimization. For women who are victims of criminal assault, the material wealth and status symbols have no meaning. But 2001 has observed that women in our country suffer from lack of awareness of their rights, illiteracy, oppressive practices, and customs. In India, it has been computed that about 6 million abortions takes place every year. In the year 2002, Prasad recorded that women's lack of control over their own sexuality and fertility remains one of the most threatening aspects of their lives. That is, women in any society does not have control over their sexuality and fertility. Gender role ideologies subjugate women to patriarchal and traditional forces. Girls and women who defy gender expectations, particularly with respect to the family roles, are forced with harsh social penalties. Chaudhary and Sudhir in the year 2003 claimed that women bear primary responsibilities for the well-being of their families, yet they are discriminated systematically and denied access to the resources such as education, healthcare services, job training, etc. Some more studies are conducted with regard to tribes and gender. According to Singh in the year 1973, who worked on women issues and reported that in rural India, poorer people were made victims of severe injustices and discriminations. The sufferings of women were many times greater than the sufferings of men. Agnihotri et al. In the year 1995 conducted a study on women's issues and claimed that women movement as we find today is the result of several political, educational and cultural forces which have emerged over the years. Mehta 1999 worked on tribal women among Rajasthan has reported that the district with higher proportion of the scheduled tribes exhibit higher female participation rate. Buttar in 1999 reported that gender dependence of rural poor women on natural resources due to the lack of alternatives affects women disproportionately, and gender differences in the time and mobility due to different roles and responsibilities greatly constrain women's economic opportunities, often led to high degree of dependence on locally available resources. The concern for a focus on women in tribal studies has been very recent. It emerged out of general interest and concern with women's issues the world over. The value system governing larger Indian society has been in the process of change due to several factors. With these changes, there has been a shift in the image of tribal women who are thus invariably portrayed as enjoying a better social status than their counterparts in the larger Indian society. Tribal society in the post-independence era has been witnessing unprecedented change which has been most marked in respect of culture, modes of making a living, and social differentiation. Their bearing on women's status in society and gender relations has been far-reaching. Khaka 2004. According to Mishra and Kapoor, who observed that among the Meena tribe of Rajasthan, parents do not send their girl children to school because they think that there is no point in educating a girl child because the girl will be married and sent away. The girls perform only domestic work and the girl child is given full diet but she is not given milk and fruits and other nutritious products. So students, let us see what we have learned in this module on gender and tribe. To summarize, we can say that after going through this module, we have developed some understanding on the concept of gender, the concept of tribe, status of women in the tribal societies, and also came to know the relationship among the gender and tribe. As we have studied, the study of gender is not very old, particularly in India, as it has developed recently in the second half of 20th century. This was initiated by the Western feminist scholars and more in the universities, English speaking universities of Western countries. And these studies also came to the Eastern countries, including India. So, after the influence of Western thinkers and feminist scholars, some studies in India is also taking place. The study of gender in the context of Indian tribes is even more recent. It has been believed so far that tribal women enjoyed a good status in tribal society as compared to their counterparts in caste societies. But some of the anthropological studies carried out among the tribes proved that even the tribal women face similar kind of discrimination as faced by the women belonging to caste societies. However, the form and degree of discrimination may vary and may be lesser than the caste women, but there exists the gender discrimination even among the tribal societies. According to Arya and Kapoor, who worked on the issue of gender and tribe in the year 2012, reported that problems of gender issues vary from one society to another. Indian society can be divided into caste and tribal society. Gender issues are at different levels in both these societies, that is, caste as well as tribal societies. In caste societies, women suffer from rape, dowry, and other similar crime against women, political violence, whereas in tribal societies, women work harder than men and they have no share in land and they are beaten badly also by the husbands or in-laws. So the thinking that the tribal women are enjoying more higher status in the family and in the society is not fully true because the women have some rights but they have more work responsibility in the household activities as well as economic activities. Even in some matrilineal societies like Khasis, Jayantiyas, the society is matrilineage, the inheritance is through the female line, but the real authority is either enjoyed by the women brother or some other male member of the family. Thank you.